Geminis, what is going on? Welcome to your Aries season Tarotscope. As per usual, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Gemini, I'm doing a 3-card reading, straight to the point in true Aries fashion. Right at the start, they're showing me the almost like a Wheel of Fortune type vibe, or like a twister where it's just like spinning, trying to decide what to land on. So there might be something where you're like, there's all of these options and I don't know which one to pick. So I'm just kind of gonna let the universe pick for me. So like, let's spin the wheel and hope for the best. There might be even something too where there's so many things you're trying to choose from that it's almost like you want to surrender it to the universe. You're like, whatever is meant to happen is going to happen. I don't want to feel like I have to keep controlling the situation or trying to make the right choice. So I actually want to surrender. I want to let it go to chance so that the correct path is revealed for me. And so that might be something like if you're choosing in between different offers, different opportunities, different relationships, or maybe you like put all of them in a hat and you just shake it up and you pick it and you're like, hey, that's the one. Like, of course, take that if it resonates, but just seems like you're mentally, physically, spiritually exhausted by trying to think of all these different options and ideas, where sometimes leaving up to chance may just be what you're going through. Of course, right, we know that during this Aries season, we have Venus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, which is a big one given that Mercury is the ruling planet of Gemini, plus we're going through eclipse season. So depending on how the rest of your natal chart is configured, it probably does feel overwhelming just by the fact alone that Mercury is retrograde, never mind Venus retrograde and the eclipses. We have the partial solar eclipse on March 29th, so you might feel more of that maybe mental unease or just overall pressure in the March portion of Aries season versus the April portion of Aries season. But yeah, it just keeps feeling like there's like this spinning, you know, in the cartoon when the character gets hit and they just like spin their head and there's like birds or stars. It's like, there just seems to be so much, even for me right now, it's almost like, it just feels like you keep getting hit in the head. You're just like, I've had enough. And it's almost like you're doing it to yourself. Like no one's hitting you over the head, Gemini. Like by you trying to think your way out of a problem, you're actually almost like hurting yourself. And that might be counterintuitive. Like, well, this is how I always do it. This is natural for me to like think, organize, structure, talk, communicate. But it's almost like, what do you feeling? Is it from the Lion King? Maybe. There's some Disney movie where it's like, close your eyes. It might be Tarzan. Mercury is also getting me now that I've summoned Mercury to this reading. But there's this one Disney cartoon where the character's like, close your eyes, forget how you look, and like, tell me how you feel. So I think that's a big energy too. It's like, don't consume yourself, Gemini, about your external stimuli and what's being reflected to you in that sense. What are you feeling? I just think that's a big energy to come back to throughout this Aries season of like, what are you feeling? Because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, right? It can also be sometimes referred to as like the baby. If a baby is upset, it screams, it cries, parents or the guardians will flock to it. If a baby is laughing and smiling, you're like, oh, like you smile and laugh. So it's almost like if you are feeling a certain type of way, trust it. And don't try to think your way in or out of being like, this is how I'm feeling and that's okay. And so if I can trust that and tune into how I'm feeling every single day, then you're taking the mental stress and releasing it and grounding back into the body. And that might also be something as well, Gemini, that helps, is just like doing more body work, being more connected to nature, being more mindful of the food that you eat, incorporating more earth energy to take away the mental chatter, okay? Yeah, they're showing me a lot of melons as well, like cantaloupe and honeydew specifically. So if you're wanting to like purchase melons, just eat more melons in general. And I mean, that's green and orange. So green, the heart chakra, orange, the sacral chakra. So in terms of just like creativity and having fun, I think that just goes back to like the element of play that is very prominent for Aries energy. Like a lot of Aries dominant people love moving their body, whether it be sports, working out, just walking in nature, just like being able to be in their body and have fun is such an Aries vibe. So that might be something that is a main focal point, especially if you're feeling trapped in your mind, okay? Yeah, they're showing me like April 2nd. So there might just be something prominent that's happening on April 2nd that you're waiting for, being like almost like they're dangling a key. So there might be something that you're waiting for, like an offer or a door or something that is coming through at the beginning of April. Textbook. Okay, so we have the Nine of Swords, the Six of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. So there might be something that is causing you a lot of mental stress, mental anxiety, having trouble sleeping, and there's almost this permission to go back to your childlike nature. And we just talked about this element of play, of babies screaming and laughing and it being so loud and obvious. And then we get the Six of Cups, which is so much about connecting to childhood, reminiscing old connections, old relationships. There potentially with the Six of Cups and Nine of Wands could be old relationships, especially from childhood. This could be family dynamics or past lovers, past friends wanting to come back. But then with the Nine of Wands showing you, it's like, actually, where do I need to place boundaries over myself? How can I protect my inner child and discern accordingly? There's also two nines here, so it feels like you're coming up to the end of a cycle. Of course, we know that after Aries season, it's Taurus season, but you're relatively close to your season, Gemini. So there might be certain things that you're wrapping up, that you're wanting to come back to, that you're wanting to deal with. There potentially could be some child wounds that you're needing to address. And that might also be in terms of like safety and security in the home, in the family, in the body, and expressing yourself. These could all be things that we're working with, especially knowing that for majority of Aries season, Mars is going to be in the sign of Cancer. Mars is a ruling planet of Aries. So we know in terms of that cardinal Aries Cancer energy that there's something that's going to be very prominent and loud around nurturing, body, home, children. So if that's something that resonates for you, this is a deeper invitation to explore that during this Aries season, okay? So that's all I got for you, Gemini. Of course, if you want more spiritual and astrological insights, feel free to join the Alchemy Point, Stillwater Alchemy's online community. Every single month I host Astro Hours where members can ask me anything about their natal chart, pull tarot cards for themselves, or anything else that they need. The next Astro Hours will be happening on April 3rd and April 5th. Or if you want to go really in depth and get a tarot reading, astrology reading, one-on-one support through coaching and mentorship, you can find all that on Stillwater Alchemy's website, and I'll post more about that in the description below. Geminis, I'm wishing you a fantastic, expressive, and calm Aries season, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah!